you know, power, government. I mean, you must ensure that that the people that are well at the center of all what you do, because they will always decide who governs them every 4 years. I'm sure if in the last 8 years we are taking our people for granted, perhaps we wouldn't even be sitting here to be discussing about Iran. We possibly would have been voted out. But I'm sure, even in the history of Osun, our party is the longest serving, longest serving party in this state. I mean, no party has been privileged to govern this state for the number of months that we have spent.
I didn't actually expect
power. So
pessimism.
Politically charged environment. Yeah.
I still expected you to be optimistic, no matter what happens. I mean, that's what politicians do. But you know, there are those who think that first, when they saw the reports that the PDP candidate was to report to the police, reports about him not presenting appropriate documents, eventually the court ruling on WAEC, then another one came up, and now this one. Those who think that he just will have the sympathy vote in addition to what he's got, and then if he's going to work with, who knows, the SDP or the ADP, that clearly your party, the APC, don't stand a chance.
Well, I'm sure Thursday's around the corner, and Nigerians would see if we had a chance or not. As I speak, our focus is for us to go back to the people in those 7 units. And the good thing for us is that those areas are areas of our strength. I represent Ife State constituency, for instance. We won yesterday. The result that was out, safe this other one. And if not for the irregularity in that one singular unit, my party will still win. So I don't see, for instance, no magic will make any other party win that unit in my constituency. I mean, it's very clear. You go to, we won in Oshogbo, and then we have 2 general elections going to take place. I'm very optimistic that nothing will happen. Any other party will not take place. You go to where we have the 2 units in Ife South. We have, I mean, they had issues with card reader. I mean, in Ife South, if you look at Alutieri and the other one, I mean, that's our area of strength. So we are very optimistic. But like I said, it's not enough for us to be optimistic. We must go back to the people. We must let them see why we stand a better chance. We don't have any alternative to, you know, the power of the people voting for us. So we are not taking them for granted. We're going back to the polls, and our optimism is not baseless. We are confident that our people will make us proud.
Okay, the question I want to ask is, if by the results declared, your party was leading.
Please speak up a bit, sir.
If by the results declared by INEC, your party was leading, would you still say that this inconclusive declaration is according to the laws of the land?
Of course, yes. I started by saying we believe in the rule of law. I mean, if INEC, if the same INEC can declare an election result against my party at the West Senatorial election, and then we were the first to issue out a statement to say that our people had spoken. I remember so vividly the statement issued by my party and by my government. We said the people have spoken, and we abide by their voice. So I don't see anything different. So if it had been a case of being inconclusive,
okay,
which one, of course, we compare both is should be what anybody should be worried about. But we are not worried about it. See,
okay, you also being a lawmaker, if I may come in here.
Everybody playing in democracy that if you are not ready to abide by the rule of democracy, you don't have to be part of it.
You being a lawmaker, which do you think should be the basis for any decision, the Constitution or the guidelines? the Nigerian Constitution or INEC's guidelines?
That is, pushing for declaration, can believe in that first ballot, and the same umpire that conducted it, and the people that voted. What stops there? I'm sure election is not going to be done outside our political space here.
Honorable, so I asked a question. I don't know if you heard me. I said, you being a lawmaker, which do you think should supersede, the Constitution of Nigeria or INEC's guidelines?
Sorry?
The Constitution had said something in Section 179 about majority of votes cast. And you, in your submission, you said INEC only extended or only explained that. But I ask a question here. Which should supersede, what the Constitution says or INEC's guidelines?
We can only begin to debate which one is superior when there's conflict. There's no conflict.
Really?
What the INEC guideline is saying is not at variance with what the Constitution has said. The first two conditions have been met, yes, the other one too is also complemented. What I'm simply saying is, if the number of council votes are not outnumbered, the margin, the candidates that one will have been declared, there's no conflict. It only begins to debate, the Constitution, any other guideline or extant law, if there's a conflict. I mean, there's no conflict there.
All right, Honorable, let me jump in now.
Guideline, right.
Let me ask you this as we wind down. Why do you think that the results from Osogbo were late in coming when the area is not a riverine community?
Of course, the answer is very simple. Osogbo has the highest number of voters in the state. So when you take, for instance, just one of the units where the election is going to hold on, they have well over 800 voters there. So one of the challenge with Osogbo is not new. I mean, it has always been like that. Results in Osogbo usually come in a bit late because of the large number. You still see people queuing up as late as 6 p.m. Whereas in some other locations where you have 100 voters, 200 voters, some of them will be done even before the 2 p.m. deadline. So that's largely the reasons. I mean, there is nothing to suggest. There is nothing to suggest, any foul play. I mean, and that is why, I mean, for me, for us, we commend our people. I mean, irrespective of who they voted for their high level of decency, for making us proud. They made us proud. And they've shown that the same states that prior to the coming of our government would always have elections riddled with violence, killings, and all of that. We've been able to restore and inspire, responsible citizenry. And that's one of the things that our government has done.
Right.
Being responsible leaders.
We need to anchor at this point. All right, then. Honorable Tunde Olatunji, pardon me, member of Osun State House of Assembly. Thank you for talking to us today. I wish you all the best. Well, back in a moment, we'll flip the coin when we come back. Don't go away.